Some people call him Mr. Television, Milton Berle.
Uncle Miltie.
Oh, how are you?
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
I love your suit.
That's because you couldn't say my name.
No, I can say your name.
Say it.
Proscenium. Listen, I saw you at the with Improv.
Yeah.
You were absolutely wonderful then, and even greater now. I really mean that.
Well, thank you, Brian. Thank you. That was a long time ago. Thank you very much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
It's a great pleasure to be. But before we start any, you know, conversation of you interviewing me, gotta tell you what happened. This is the truth. I was coming in the stage door, and a little old lady come over to me. She must have been about 89. And she looked at me. She said, "Hello, Uncle Miltie." She says, "I love you." She says, "You know, I've been watching you ever since I was a little girl." I said, "Get the hell out of here. What's the matter?" Crazy, weird people. You see, you have a very wonderful audience, very chic, and very lovely. And I got to tell you what else happened. If you, the suits, we have the same suits.
Yeah, pretty much.
Did you get yours at Kmart too? It looks good. But two guys were talking. And it bugged me. Two guys were talking in Iranian. And I got mad. I walked over and I said, "Stop talking Iranian. You're an American now. Speak Spanish." Anyway. Wait. Then I heard all these things just to get to the show. And thrilled to be here. Two guys in front of these other two people. Two guys were talking, and one said to the other, "Do you and your wife have mutual climax?" He says, "No, I think it's State Farm." I don't know what that is. But now we're here together, and I'm going to congratulate you because I think I've been watching you for a long time. Now, when I say long, how old are you?
I'm 30.
30? God, I got ties older than you. But I've been watching, and I want to praise you and tell you that you are so energetic. You deserve this show, and you're making it work, pal. You're really making it work. And I want to tell you another thing. We can thank the good Lord for sending Arsenio Hall to Earth. I mean that, because I mean that. Well, what I meant to say is that when Arsenio, I'm having trouble with my vowels.
Proscenium, Aramis, Arcilio, whatever you want to call me.
Yeah. Anyway, I was about to say, when Hall was born, if you want to laugh, sit out there, will you please? When Arsenio was born, there was a star in the east. Me. That's all I wanted to say. I'm kidding.
You know, well, let me say something. I mean, you were a star when I was born, and let's take a commercial and come back and talk about that period. We'll be right back with... It's still very quick. I try to do something here, like if there's a mistake, if somebody falls down...
Yeah?
The old guys, the legends, they did it live, and they got such great things. Tell me about live TV. This is live to tape. I try to get close, but tell me about real live TV.
Well, on a lot of shows, I had the feeling that since the tape shows, I've had a feeling that the show is live and the audience is on tape. Let me explain that to these people that don't understand what I'm talking about. Well, in the days when I started on television, which was, let me see, June 8th, 19... Ready?
Yeah.
48.
Wow.
And we... We did not have studios like this. We were in a box, you know what I mean? And you wouldn't believe, and I don't think that the viewers or the audience would believe how much a show cost for one show.
How much?
And I did 39 shows a year.
How much a show?
Guess.
Gosh, it was probably much different than it is now.
I should say so. The show above and below the line for one show cost $15,000.
Wow.
Today,
you can't even get a good car for that now.
No, but you can get a better suit. Shut up. No, but,
Hey, he's a legend. I gotta take it.
no, the show cost $15,000. Today, if you wanted, who we got coming on? Abdul?
Yeah.
Oh, Dynamite. If you... Oh, shut up! I'm kidding, but please shut up. Okay. But you have Abdul coming on.
Yeah.
In those days, back in the 48s or 50s, if we had Abdul on...
Wait. Put an L on it. Put a little...
What do you mean an L?
Like...
Did he say go to hell? What did you say?
No. Well, Abdul.
Abdul. All right. Now, if we had Miss Abdul on those days on the $15,000, we couldn't get Miss Abdul to say she couldn't do that.
Yeah.
That's what it would cost. And the shows were all live. Mm-hmm. Some of them were dead, but mostly they were all live. And
didn't Red Buttons expose himself one time?
what the hell do you have to ask me that for now?
What? No, but speaking of live, how did you deal
It
with
was an accident. It was a blooper, and you saw what you got. You got what you saw in those days. And if you made a mistake and a joke bombed, you just stare at the audience with egg on your face. And I was doing a scene which really happened. You saw with Red Buttons? Mm-hmm. I was doing a scene with Red Buttons, and in the scene, I was supposed to rip off his clothes, and he would stand there with underwear, his shorts, with his garters, and we expected a big laugh. Well, it was all done in Velcro, breakaway suits. If you knew somebody, you'd be sitting here. So Red Buttons and I were doing the show live, and I'm supposed to yank the clothes off Red, and it's supposed to strip away and stand there. I couldn't get the clothes off.
Yeah.
I was pulling it away, live, don't forget. Finally, I put my hand in his collar, and by mistake, I grabbed his underwear, too.
Oh.
And I was yanking and yanking. Finally, I pulled off all his clothes, and he stood there naked in front of the audience. So I said... I jumped right in front of him. I said, we'll be right back with the next little act.
And we'll be right back with more Milton Berle. They love you because they know this is where it came from. You're one of the creators.
Well, thank you very much.
You mentioned 1948. How old are you? Because if you started in the business, I mean...
How old am I now?
Yes.
81.
Damn. That's great. Where are you from? Where were you born?
You ready?
Yes.
Harlem.
Oh, stop.
I swear to God. 68 West 118th Street. Of course, I looked a little darker in those days, but...
So Harlem has changed, huh?
Harlem has changed tremendously. But, hey, we had fun in Harlem in those days. Mm-hmm. It doesn't change too much. Yeah. Remember the Teresa? You ever been in New York?
Once.
Once? you were asking me a question, if I can remind you. You don't mind if I remind you. How was it like when I first started? I started back in 1913. I was 5 years old, and I have the material to prove it. And
how many jokes do you know?
Do I know?
Yeah.
Of my own? I'll tell you what I have in my files. I have
in your files? You have a file of jokes?
6.5 million.
Really?
Yeah.
And you keep them in written files?
Well, in a computer.
Apple?
I'm not hungry.
Apple computer.
Oh, Apple computer. Oh, yes. Yes. Well, you asked me how many jokes I know?
Yeah.
You mean without looking in a computer?
Yeah, like in your head, how many jokes do you have there?
I don't know. On different subjects, maybe 100,000. Well, why do you ask?
Okay, if I throw you a subject, could you, like, go through your mental Rolodex and give me a joke?
Well, let's try it. Let's try it.
Babies.
Babies. Oh, I got one. Guy's walking along the street, and he spies a woman who has one breast hanging out of her dress. Wait till I tell it, please. Spies this lady with one breast out of a dress, and he said, I hate to tell you this, madam, but one of your breasts is hanging out. She looks down, she said, oh my God, I left the baby on the bus.
Okay,
Another one you mean?
Yeah, come on, I'm not letting you off the hook real easy. Condoms.
What are they?
You know, prophylactics, condoms.
Oh, I heard a new one. It's not mine. But it will be. And, with the changes that are happening in the last 15 years, we weren't able even to say condom, you know, on the air.
Right.
This is a story about a guy who runs into a drugstore and he yells. He said, give me 24 condoms and a pack of cigarettes.
Okay.
Changes of time. What else?
Miami Beach. I almost said Cleveland, but Miami Beach is more obscure.
Were you born?
I'm born in Cleveland.
I died there. Isn't it funny? Miami Beach. Three women. If you've been to Miami Beach recently, it looks, especially Collins Avenue, it doesn't look too good. But three ladies, the name of Lefkowitz, Miss Cohn, and Miss Weinberg, just to prove that they're Jewish. That's the only reason I said that. And they're down in Miami Beach, and they're staying at a hotel, and they're sitting on the porch, and they're rocking and rocking and rocking. And the name of the hotel they're staying at is called Cohn's Spanish Villa. And so the first lady's rocking, and she says to the second lady, she says, and tell me, she says, what does your son do? The other woman says, such a question. She says, my son. I'm laughing because I know it. And so I said, my son, you asked me what my son does? My son is a physician. He's a surgeon. He makes with the open heart surgery, and he is so successful in making with the open heart surgery. My son became a millionaire, and he owns his own hospital. So there. She says, tell me, what about your son? The other one says, well, my son also lives in Beverly Hills, and my son is a lawyer. He's a regular Melvin Belly, my son. He makes for all the divorce cases, wins all the divorce cases. And my son became so wealthy, my lawyer son, that he owns 3 shopping malls. So there. They say to the third lady, and tell us, what about your son? She says, I don't know how to tell you this. She said, but my son is a homosexual. They say, really? What does he do? She says, nothing. They say, well, how does he make a living? She says, well, you see, he has 2 friends. One is a doctor who owns his own hospital.